Welcome to NQ Radio. Today, Daniel and I are going to be co-hosting this show.
Yay! Co-hosting is fun.
Tons of fun. So for the first segment, we just kind of want to talk about LCK and the European LCS since NAs hasn't started yet.
Yeah, it kind of just happened. So like the past 2 days, I think Wednesday night for us would have been LCK, right?
Yeah, Wednesday night would have been the first LCK. Well, actually, Wednesday early in the morning, but...
Well, yeah, that's what I meant, yeah. Thursday morning, yeah. Whatever. That Wednesday night,
Wednesday early in the morning was the first LCK day. And
then today
SKT beats out CJ Intus, and KT Rolster beats Africa Free CS. I don't know why I thought it said America.
Africa?
Maybe it's Africa. Africa Free CS. That's seriously their name.
Wow. All right. Cool.
But that day kind of went as expected because we all know SKT is a pretty powerhouse team when it comes to Korea, and KT Rolster's pretty good as well. And I've never heard of Africa Free CS, so.
From what I watched from the SKT game, they played like the normal world championships or champions that they were, because they just had like insane outplays. Like they picked Tamken's top and just like basically used him as a wall to protect a Corki mid, and I think did they have Kalista? Yeah, they had Kalista too. So they
had Kalista.
So much like range damage that could have been protected by a giant wall of a frog. It was intense, pretty intense from what I saw. Anyway,
I only caught the first game and they were doing pretty good. They were up pretty high by the time I decided to just call it a night because I was tired.
You stayed up and watched that? Good job, dude. Proud.
And then on Thursday, I didn't catch these games myself, but it was Longju Gaming versus Jhin Air Green Wings. I've never heard of Longju Gaming, but I've heard of Jhin Air before.
It's one of the new teams that got introduced. Like after,
okay.
I think they got.
Well, it seems like Longju has a good first week for being introduced.
Mm-hmm.
And then Samsung Galaxy was facing.
Yeah, Jhin Air threw so hard though. I watched one of their games. They threw a pretty good lead. Yeah. Pretty intense. To do say so myself.
And then Samsung Galaxy versus EM Fire was the other games for the night. And Samsung Galaxy won. They're actually probably my favorite Korean team. I mean, SKT's fun and all, but Huh?
It's because you're a Samsung fanboy. Huh.
I know. Huh. It's okay. Samsung is the master race that will take over everything one day.
Oh, man. You're going to piss off Apple people. Be careful.
I know. Oh, no. iPhone people.
Oh, no. So over in the... What?
Did you get to catch those second games, or were you asleep by then?
No, yeah, dude, I was too tired. Too much League of Legends late at
night. The advantage is, Riot did decide this season that they are going to upload their Korean games basically almost immediately after they occur.
I know,
so.
Which is very convenient. But
so whenever you wake up, you can just go to LoL Esports.
True. Yeah, true. Instead of wasting their time trying to combat the people that do it anyway. But anyway, across the pond from us, over in the European land, we had the first taste of our LCS. I think they're still in the best of one format.
Are they?
I think only I think only NA was going to switch over to the best of two. But the first game of the season, which was Fnatic versus Origin, and I gotta say, Fnatic just came out stronger than ever because I didn't realize how tall their support was. The guy is freaking huge compared to the other four. It's hilarious. It's a big giant black guy with two little white people and two little Asian people. Pretty funny. But yeah, they had a pretty strong-handed win and pretty convincing. So I think that new lineup's going to do wonders against the projected number one team, as you say. The next game, this one was pretty embarrassing. It was G2 Esports versus Elements, and that was just oof. They got wrecked. All I want to say
That's
about
interesting because I remember everyone was hyping up Elements
Yeah, dude, they got
when
wrecked.
the roster was announced.
Yeah, you remember Kikis, the jungler for Unicorns of Love?
Yeah.
He's their top laner now. Like,
Oh, okay.
what?
So just
Yeah,
that's a bit of a different playstyle change.
yeah, it was pretty funny. I was like, oh, that he should be jungling, not top laning. What?
Interesting.
Yeah. So after that game, it was the H2K versus the Giants, and that was pretty one-sided win too because H2K just basically outplayed them with their comp. I can't remember. Corki's been like super contested in the bot lane, which is weird. You wouldn't think that. I
Yeah, I
don't know
always
if they
found.
like. They were playing on 6.1 too,
Yeah,
which was
that's
weird.
fair enough. I don't know.
Uh,
I find Corky more useful mid lane just because he doesn't really
hmm
do.
Well, it's the
It
special
feels like his
delivery and
damage
how
is
you can
underwhelming, but I guess it is a lot. So
wait, it's the special delivery. You can basically like cut off a choke point or make somebody like do something I don't want to do because of it. It's pretty intense. The one game I
yeah,
happened to not catch today was the Splice versus Unicorns of Love, but from what I saw of the recap, Unicorns of Love looked really strong against this Splice lineup. It was kind of it wasn't too impressive because they're again playing against a Challenger Series team that's rebranded twice and it's all Danish, which is really cool. But I didn't really see much of like a convincing win out of Unicorns of Love, so time will tell with
yeah.
them.
I'm rooting for Unicorns of Love this season just because they got their roster changed, and
hmm
I hope they can do pretty well.
Oh yeah, I have a feeling they'll do pretty well. The last game of the day, this one that I actually caught, was Rocket versus Team Vitality, and Rocket just basically they played a comp where they could catch any like Vitality made a mistake and they were like right there to punish that mistake and that's how they won. They won pretty handily. They had like a 6 or 7 gold lead just about 14 or 15 minutes into the game. It was ridiculous. Rocket should
That
be a team to be feared this season because
they
they looked
maybe
pretty
Rocket
strong.
will make it to Worlds this year.
I
Maybe.
wouldn't say I wouldn't go that far,
Who
but
knows? They have to beat Fnatic, so
hmm but
if they
yeah,
beat
that
Fnatic, I might be rooting for him a little bit more. But
I'm pretty
Fnatic's
pumped.
always been a pretty powerhouse team
Mhm.
when it comes to Europe.
No, what I'm really anxious for is the Team Vitality versus Fnatic game tomorrow, or would be Friday, if or yeah Friday if that game's going to be pretty intense because it's basically shows the strength of Vitality's roster because they should have beaten Rocket, but if they can beat Fnatic, that'll show that they're not a bad team. If that makes sense.
Yeah, and then if they lose, who knows what's going to be in the
hmm
works for Vitality.
Yeah, so yeah, that wraps up the European LCS.
All
So
right,
I don't
and
know.
that's pretty much all for this segment. So after this song, we will
Catch,
return and we'll be talking a little bit about Jhin and Shen since we both happen to have some beta
Huh.
access and got to play them.
yeah. Catch y'all on the flip side. Hmm.
Hello, guys. Welcome back. We hope you enjoyed that song. So, Daniel, let's talk a little bit about what everyone's really wanted to hear.
Are you talking about the Poppy rework?
Yeah. How'd you guess? The Poppy rework.
Dang, dude, no, I think you're talking about the Shen rework and the new champion. What's his name?
Yeah, Shen and Jhin. That's who I was really
Jin,
talking
Jin.
about.
Shen and Jin sounds like a really bad drink. Let me tell you. Oh man,
Shen and
but oh,
Jhin and Shen. Oh, look at that.
but we're creating stuff here, man. Heard it here first. Thank you, radio. Oh man, living the dream. Anyway, the champion model of Jin just is, oh, perfect. Just, mm, mm.
And then his voice as well.
The way he walks, the way he talks, the way he shoots his big old powerful four-shot gun.
He's just perfect. He is super perfect right now.
I
But
think that's the whole point. I mean, he's the voice of Virtuoso. Or
I mean, I guess he was
Virtuoso.
striving for perfection, so he managed to nail it.
Well, yeah, true. But man, his scalings and how like stuff works on him with the crit and the attack speed is ridiculous.
It's very interesting, very unique
Yeah,
too, to
yeah.
a marksman, because I mean he has the reload mechanic like Graves, but his scaling is so much better than Graves.
It's basically Caitlyn and Graves that had a baby, and and it's perfect.
The sheriff and the outlaw got
They,
together and they made Jin.
oh god, that's horrible. Oh
That's okay. We can have some Sheriff X Graves Rule 34s be made and just
no, no,
Jin's the
no, no,
baby.
no. We're not browsing that part of the subreddit. No, thank you.
We're good. But you
We're
also
good.
mentioned something about the Shen rework, so let's talk about that
Oh
too.
yeah, dude, he's that shield sword thing that he gets or whatever it's called. I don't know, but his like they basically didn't touch his Shadow Dash except adding a passive where you get mana back when you connect with the Shadow Dash, not mana, energy, and his
Well,
stamina
that
is a
was
thing too.
that was built into his
Hmm.
kit already, but they
Yeah,
did make it to where the Twilight sword or whatever it is called. His
yeah,
Q
yeah.
basically gives him energy back as well now, so that's pretty
Yeah,
nice.
his Q, if I can remember right, is the like brings that sword thing that he spawns in with him, and if it gives him three empowered auto attacks that do magic damage. But if the sword thing collides with an enemy champion, he gets greatly increased attack speed. We can link this in the description too, so you can check out the
Yeah,
what exactly we're talking about. Oh my God, it's magical. And this W is basically like think about it wherever that the
it's like
Kai
Jack's E,
Black.
but in an area for your team.
Yeah, yeah. But, well, it more or less looks like the Poppy W, like, but it blocks all auto attacks, like all auto attacks for like
Right.
1.5 seconds or something like that. So think about it. That just poops on just about any AD carry. You can even like Jungle Shen is going to be fantastic because you can block autos for a little bit.
hmm
It's
But the areas where the sword's at, it's not.
yeah, wherever the sword's at, so you
Where,
can bring it to you and then shield, or you can homie can stand next to it. I don't think there's really a way
yeah,
to control where the sword goes, but
it's where your Q is. Whenever you throw your
hmm
Q, that's the only way to control it, I think.
yeah, yeah, you're right. I mean, you can also like the whole point of Shen is she's supposed to be by your side, and so you can like taunt it or whatever, or block autos. Pretty
Throw the
intense.
Q, get that attack speed, and do some. He does a lot of damage now.
Mm-hmm. Oh, yeah,
For
it basically took like if you look in the on the rework page, I have to point this out, and I don't know why, but Surgeon Shen or Shen MD, whatever that skin is, he has Crocs now on, not like normal scrub. He has Crocs.
yeah, he does have Crocs.
My
But
God, it's
someone was saying that the idea for the Crocs came because I guess a lot of nurses and doctors wear Crocs because they're
hmm
easy to put on, they're comfy, they're good for long days on
yeah,
your
well,
feet.
yeah, but they don't look good.
So
Get that out of the way right there. They just don't look good.
they just don't look good. But I guess when you're saving people's lives, does it really matter if you look good?
My God. Oh, Nick, you make me laugh. Oh, good God. All right, yeah, but I my overall thoughts about Jin is he's probably gonna be a super potent laner, and not so much an AD carry, just because he has so much like with the traps. He has basically he makes up for his lack of mobility without like a dash. His Q is really good for farming and harassing because it gets increased damage. So, like you can basically auto the backline of the creeps, throw your Q, and if it hits the champion, it'll do like 400 damage level 1 or something like that. It's ridiculous. And plus your W, you're basically ungankable.
Plus
He's
your
gonna be.
fourth auto.
Mm-hmm. That was yeah. If you know how to, once people start figuring out his kit and how to the way he works, whoa,
It's
watch out solo queue.
gonna be pretty nasty, and we'll actually get to see him in this season, which will be great.
Mm-hmm. You
A
don't have
lot
to
of
use a
new
lot.
champions we don't necessarily get to see him in this season that
True.
they get put out in.
Yeah. Except Yasuo was pretty like influential in the
Yasuo
scene
was
'cause
pretty big. Aatrox was big too when he was released, but
Poor Valkaz.
I
Was
think
his, like,
since
ones.
then, they haven't been necessarily having the new champions
I know way
updated so
back when, like
consistently.
when Lucian was a pretty big, like influential pick.
Oh yeah.
It was pretty intense. Mm. Yeah, but that's.
Well,
Or what's your thought on Jhin? Your overall thoughts?
I think he is probably the best champion that's been released, just because he kind of embraces the psycho serial like killer kind of mentality,
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
which
I do.
is it's nice that League is starting to go to darker places with like their champion backgrounds.
Yeah. Yeah, darker places. That's fantastic.
Darker
Uh,
places.
darker places.
But it is nice that they're starting to. It's nice that they're starting to release like more different personalities into the league.
Mm-hmm.
That
True.
rather than just like, oh well, it's Demacia versus Noxus, roar,
Yeah.
and then Rengar appears out of nowhere and kills everyone.
Yeah, I'm a kitty. Yeah, I'd have to agree with you on that. He's a pretty good like champion that's been released or is going to be released soon. That's pretty. I like it. I like it a lot. So yeah, we'll.
He's definitely going to be fun.
Oh yeah.
I can tell you that
Ooh.
much. He
Oh
is
yeah, he's
lots of
definitely gonna be
fun.
a lot of fun. Ooh, yeah. Let me tell you. We'll catch you guys on the flip side of the song for the next segment. Welcome back to In Key Radio, my friends, and this is our last segment for today's episode, and we're going to talk about the what is it called? Keystone, not Keystone, like
The
the crafting,
Hextech crafting
Hextech
system.
crafting. Thank you. Yeah, it's live on the PvE. They pushed it out with Jhin and Shen, and that like 20-minute timer to log into the to PvE. But anyway, that's a different story. We're talking about basically how I personally feel that League of Legends is kind of turning into CS:GO because now you can get these chests from getting an S plus and getting keys, and you use the keys to open the chests that have stuff that you can eventually. I think like right now, as it looks like, you can get champions and skins.
So you can
Basically,
get champions, you can get skins, you can get ward skins.
think
I
so.
think
Yeah,
were the three things that they said.
yeah. You can
Oh, and
you can
summoner icons.
yeah. There's like stuff where you can like partially get like you can like cash in some of the stuff to get the skin for like 7 days or whatever, which I think is kind of stupid. You might as well just save up for the whole thing, 'cause, the skin.
Yeah, exactly.
But
It's it's interesting though because if you get like three of the fragments, then you can get it permanently.
yeah, true. It's
But
kind
you
of
have
it's making the game more free to play if that makes sense. Like League of Legends is by no means pay to win because there's nothing other than like XP boosts and IP boosts that make your like get. There's nothing that can after level 30 influence your game unless get that $399 elo boost or whatever. Well, it just
yeah.
that's
Or
it's,
you just get the skin to win
yeah.
because there are some skins in the game that animations are
Mhm.
a little bit harder to detect.
Yeah, I mean, I mean that's very, very different. Like, nothing's gonna change the champion's ability. If that makes sense.
Right. It's not like,
You buy
oh
this,
well, I just bought this skin, so now Victor Q does 2 times damage.
yeah, screw you, nerds. Yeah, that's it, basically. But I think it's kind of a good idea because it kind of gets to people that don't have money to spend on skins and stuff. It makes them kind of like, here, you can still get free stuff while playing this game so you can be like your friend, like, 'cause like basically arguments now, like, well, my account's worth $4,000 and, well, my account's only worth 20. It's kind of just, it kind of not alleviates that, but makes it a little, like, it kind of bridges the gap between, you can still waste your money on RP and, think the skins will give you elo and all that stuff, or you can just earn them just by playing the game. It
Yeah.
makes it playing normals with friends, or playing the game in general makes it more of a game to play if that makes sense, and not league.
Well, and it's nice because you get like more key fragments the more people you have in your party.
Hmm.
So
That
so
you
it
do.
kind of promotes that. It promotes that. Hey, get your friends and play with them
Hey, do you
and
have
all
friends?
that
Good for
for
you.
like normals.
It's pretty.
It's very interesting how they're trying to turn League into team-based thing, but
Well, I
we'll
mean,
discuss that another time.
well, yeah, it's
We can discuss that another time.
yeah.
But I guess my main complaint about the crafting system right now is that it'll re-roll skins for champions that you don't have. Like when you get
Well, no,
three.
they fixed that now. They fixed that now. I found that.
Oh, did they?
Yeah, you
Oh,
won't get
fun.
anything for something you already own. That makes sense.
No, but I was saying that like say you don't own a Ziggs, but you re-roll 3 skin fragments, you get like a Ziggs skin.
True.
Did they fix that part?
I think so. I don't know. I can't remember. I read on Reddit somewhere that they're trying to fix that.
Okay.
Because like if you already own the thing, there's no point in actually getting it if you already
Right,
like if
and
you
it
get.
actually re-rolling it.
Hmm.
What's going to happen with those champion fragments then if you have all the
I
champions?
think it just might give you
Will you
skins.
just not get? It'll just give you skin fragments
It
because
should
that
be.
would probably be the best for
Mhm.
people that like say have all the champions.
Hmm. I mean, unless like you can try to hope to God you get a new champion skin fragment out of the chest. That'll be.
Or maybe they'll make the champion fragments become skin fragments or something like that. Who really
Mhm.
knows?
True. Yeah. No, but that's basically all on that subject. There's really no much more to talk about.
Yeah, that's all on that. I hope you guys enjoyed the co-hosting episode today, and let us know in the description if you think we should do more co-hosting. It allows for a little bit more talk and discussion,
instead of just listening to Nick's voice talk about nothing and my
or
voice talking
listening to
about
just
nothing.
Daniel's voice.
Mhm.
We actually get to discuss between each other.
I just dropped my phone. Cool. Yeah. All right. That's a fantastic way to end a radio show. Dropping your phone. Y'all have a fantabulous day, and good luck on the Rift with the 2016 ranked season.